Happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Axon Jackson Wilson. We're bringing you Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals here in NBA 2K26's MyCareer, starring yours truly, the Hornets and the Cavaliers in Cleveland, as this team of believers from Charlotte, North Carolina, looks to continue writing a phenomenal story. 9 wins in 10 playoff games, and they look to go home up 2-0, 2 wins away from their first NBA Finals. But a lot of unfinished business is still ahead tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers looking to rebound here on their home hardwood. Should be in for a good one. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've had a great day of fellowship with family, friends. Got a lot of food in you. And now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy some postseason basketball as Jackson Wilson and Jared Allen will square off on the opening tip. The ball will go to Cleveland to start Game 2. Garland looking to drive, attacks immediately and feeds it to Evan Mobley. Mobley guarded tightly by Bridges near the right block. And now Mobley's beyond the three-point line and he swings it to Garland. Garland off a screen. Wilson comes to help. Deep three-pointer, no good for the Cavaliers. Rebound by the Hornets, it's Miller. Wilson's got a guard on him. Double team comes, so Wilson will swing it to Connaughton in the corner. Outside for Bridges and now Miller. Wilson with the off-ball screen. Wilson cuts down low. The Hornets continue to work the perimeter. LaMelo Ball hits the three. And the Hornets draw first blood here in Game 2. They also did that in Game 1 of this series, which was a victory. They got the 1-0 edge, home court advantage in their back pocket, regardless of what happens tonight. But they're looking to get greedy now as Jackson Wilson gets his first rebound of Game 2. Bridges looking for Wilson, but he can't get it to him. Now it's Connaughton back in the starting lineup for the Hornets. Wilson will swing it out to Ball. Ball, who hit a three-pointer, isolates with 5 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Wilson. He's got a three-pointer of his own. The long-range bomb had been working for Jackson Wilson in Game 1 of this series, and it continues here in Game 2. Wilson knocked down 6 3-balls, which was a playoff career high to lead the Hornets to the previous victory. Another missed 3 by the Cavaliers as Wilson grabs his second board. 6 points out of the gate for the Hornets. But they are playing like road warriors here in Cleveland as Wilson screens and Bridges drives. Outside for Wilson. Wilson with the hand down. Got another one! Jackson Wilson eating on this Thanksgiving Day. He is hungry. 9-0 start to Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals for the Charlotte Hornets as Donovan Mitchell throws it inside to Allen, who was able to get the layup to drop. Wilson went up for the block on Mitchell, but hey, still did the right thing. I'd rather have Allen beat us than Mitchell, because Mitchell's somebody you do not want to heat up. As Ball continues to ball. Pun intended. 12-2 Charlotte. That's back-to-back threes for LaMelo Ball on his first 2 shot attempts. Wilson's also got a shot to go from that range, and now Jared Allen with the lob and the 2 points. Wilson trying to go back at him. He'll back out and reset the offense. Wilson wants to run a floppy with Ball. Feed the hot hand. LaMelo has had a great series so far. He pops out, gets another screen. Here is Ball. Wilson gets in position for the rebound. The 3-ball is up and no good. It falls through the arms of Wilson into the hands of Garland. Here's a pull-up from 15 feet out, no good. Wilson with the rebound, and now a quick timeout taken by the Charlotte Hornets. This crowd is shocked here in Cleveland, Ohio, as this locked-in swarm of Hornets continues to annihilate their competition. Not making it easy for them. They've won 9 of their first 10 games to open the postseason. They entered this deal as a 5 seed, which everybody already viewed as overachieving, because when this season started and they were drafting Jackson Wilson, this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for the Hornets, and Wilson was expected to be a bust. The complete opposite happened. The Hornets are not in rebuild. They're in win-now mode, as it turned out. And Wilson has not been a bust. He was an MVP, and he is showing it throughout this playoff run for the Hornets. And I've got my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to thank, most importantly, for my successes as well as the obstacles that we have overcome. And shout out to all you guys, the Ladder of Light Gaming family. Our subscriber total continues to grow slowly but surely. Tell your friends, tell your family that Jesus loves them, and that he died on the cross for forgiveness of their sins and rose from the grave 3 days later so they could be saved. That is the only way. Any life without Christ is dead, but death will not hold the ones who believe and put their faith in Jesus and his finished work. Here we go. Now we got unfinished work here in Charlotte, or rather Cleveland. We're off to Charlotte for game 3, but first we need to focus on game number 2 here on the road. Cavs country and what they also call Believeland. The Charlotte Hornets are taking that to heart right now as Garland tries to drive inside, but instead he leaves it for Mobley. Wilson's going to leave Allen open for the 3. Hunter pump fakes. He's got to fire one up. No good. Rebound by Wilson. The Hornets have numbers on the fast break, but Wilson's going to keep it because he has a guard on it. Here he comes. They come with the doubles, and they rip Wilson. Wilson gives the ball away for the first time here tonight. Hunter inside for Mobley. Into Allen. Allen with the layup. So the double teams came, but Wilson saw the decoy in the left corner. That's why he kept it for a few extra seconds. They were baiting the pass, but they got the turnover anyway. Now LaMelo Ball rises and fires another 3, and he's got it! LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets continuing to cook with hot grease from beyond the arc. That's 3 3-pointers and 9 points for LaMelo Ball here in this first quarter. Off-ball screen for Strus. Strus driving on Sexton, who just checked in for the Hornets. A steal by the Hornet defense. Up ahead, Sexton. Sexton driving into Ball. Ball misses the layup. Cavaliers pull down the rebound, and back they come with Hunter. Hunter steps back beyond the arc and feeds a cutting Mobley for the layup. Halfway through the first quarter, a 15-8 run to open Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Here is Ball, kicking it out to Wilson. Here's the near steal by Allen. Now Wilson's going to post up. They'll leave it for Sexton. Give him a screen with 8 seconds. Sexton trying to break free, but his pass gets deflected by Allen. Hunter, as Ball tries to stop the break, he cannot. Hunter with a big bucket. Cavaliers back within 5. Hornets looking to push. Here they come with Wilson. Wilson picks up his dribble, and he tried to feed Connaughton, but instead he threw it to Miller. That's Wilson's second turnover of the night, and it's out to Garland. Wilson comes with the help defense, and he'll switch the matchup with Connaughton. Here's the 3 on the way. No good. Here is Wilson giving it to LaMelo Ball. 15-10 the score as Connaughton drives. Kicks it out to Ball. A near steal, but the Hornets get it back. Allen's got his hands down. Wilson got it to 3. Wilson gets it to go. He's now got a couple of 3s to go along with LaMelo Ball, who has also hit a trio of trifectas. And the Cavaliers call for time. This has been a terrific series thus far for the Charlotte Hornets. They took Game 1 here in Cleveland to steal home court advantage, and now they're trying to put a stranglehold on these Eastern Conference Finals. The Hornets have never been here before. This is uncharted territory. It's been a year of firsts for this organization. A first-round victory, and then they did the same in the semis. They only needed 9 total games to get that done. They swept the Pacers, and they took down the Bucks in 5, and now they're up 1-0 on the Cavaliers. Trying to get 10 playoff wins in Jackson Wilson's debut season, which has been truly one for the books. Out of the timeout, Jackson Wilson will take a seat on the bench. The bench was outstanding for the Hornets in game number 1, and it continues. Jackson Wilson will check back in after a short break. The Hornets able to maintain an 8-point lead. It's 27-19. 1:21 to go here in the first quarter as the ball goes into Merrill. Wilson playing defense in the left corner. Good pass to Craig, and he gets 2 points in the paint. Torrey Craig gets his first basket of the night. Jackson Wilson's going to go to the post. Trying to get to work on Nance right out of the timeout. He spins and dunks it. Jackson Wilson now with 11 points. Go along with 5 rebounds here in the opening quarter as the Hornets lead the Cavaliers 29-21. Donovan Mitchell back into the game for the Cavs. Tried to use a screen by Nance, but he couldn't shake Colin Sexton. And now Nance over Wilson. He's got it to go despite a good shot contest. Donovan Mitchell picks up the assist. And now here comes Trey Mann, and he'll leave it for Wilson at the PG position. Don Knibble's on the floor, so let's get a play set up for him. Here he comes. Good pass, good screen. Knibble, however, doesn't take the shot. Now he gives it to Wilson. Wilson isolating and posting up Nance again. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Wilson taking his time and does it perfectly. When Wilson gets that drop step going, he's tough to stop. And he's also proven to the Cavaliers that he's a threat from beyond the arc as well. He's an all-around center for a reason. He puts in work in every single attribute in every category. Here is Wilson screening for Sexton following the Cleveland Cavaliers triple. There's a steal by Nance as he jumps the passing lane. Mitchell up ahead to Craig. It is a 3-point game as the Cleveland Cavaliers turn offense, or rather defense, into offense. Just like in game number 1, that was a crucial opening stretch for the Charlotte Hornets as they look to take down the Cavaliers yet again and leave Cleveland and depart for Charlotte with a 2-0 series advantage. It's the Eastern Conference Finals here on Ladder of Light Gaming, NBA 2K26. MyCareer, starring Action Jackson Wilson. Let's get the second quarter underway, shall we? If you're tuning in, hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. And be sure to tune in to Man of Medan, which is coming up later tonight. Here is Jackson Wilson at the point guard position to begin quarter number 2. Still got Nance on him, so he's going to go right back to the well. Wilson into the paint, spinning, dunking again. Nance may be big, he may be strong, but so is Wilson, and he's winning that matchup right now. If it ain't broke, he ain't going to fix it. He's going to keep going back to what works. Here is Nance, outside beyond the three-point arc. He isolates, kicks it to Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell and the Cavaliers trailing by 5, and that continues. Wilson rebounds the miss. That's his 6th board of the night, and he hits Knibble. Wilson cutting through. Wilson's got a guard on him. No double team comes, so Wilson will take care of the rest. Merrill picks up his first foul, and Jackson Wilson to the charity stripe for the first time tonight. He's now got 17 points on the board. The Hornets will make a quick substitution. Wilson can't get the free throw. Back come the Cavaliers, leading by 7. Stolen by Salawan. Up ahead to Wilson. Throws it to the corner for Sexton. Sexton, as Wilson tried to cut along the baseline. Now Knipple wraps it around to Wilson, and now we'll set up a play for Knipple again. 9 seconds remaining on the clock. Here comes Knipple. The screens don't hit, so now Knipple will run isolation. Knipple beats the shot clock, and Wilson beats him to the punch. Kicks it to Mann. He's got the 3 ball. Off the Jackson Wilson assist, his first dime of the night, and the Hornets regain a commanding lead. It's 38-28. Here is Strus. Strus out to Mitchell. Mitchell steps back, contested 3 ball. No good. Great defense and rotation by Colin Sexton. The strong suit of defense continues for the Charlotte Hornets. Double team comes. Wilson gets stripped again before he can kick it out to the perimeter. That's his 3rd turnover of the game. And now Mitchell. Mitchell tries another 3. No good. Rebounded by Wilson. Fast break. Up ahead it goes to Sexton. Sexton looking for Wilson, but he gives it to Mann instead for the layup. Trey Mann and Jackson Wilson with the double cut. Wilson was actually able to create more space for Mann as he delayed Nance getting to the ball. 12-point lead for the Hornets at 40-28. Here's Mitchell swinging it to Merrill. Merrill for 3, and he stops the bleeding. Reducing the gap back to single digits at 40-31. 7:27 remaining here in the second quarter as Wilson gets a pick and fade going with Knipple. Great screen. Wilson creates the mismatch. Here we go again. The double team comes. Wilson cannot get rid of it. Boy, this double teams, man. It either results in a turnover or I just can't pass out of it. But maybe we can win this jump ball. We do, and it goes back to Salawan. Wilson wraps around man, and he'll go right back to the post. This time on Nance. Wilson's had success against him, and it continues. Larry Nance, you cannot guard me right now. Beating him with the same move every trip down the floor, and Jackson Wilson fired up. His Hornets have an 11-point lead and a 1-0 series advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals. Trying to put a stranglehold on the Cleveland Cavaliers, the highest remaining seed in the Eastern Conference. But sometimes seeding doesn't tell the whole story. Sometimes you got to get in and be hot at the right time, and that certainly is the case for the Hornets, which have been phenomenal. On defense, they've been making big buckets on the other side of the floor. They've done everything, and they've had all the ingredients that it takes to be an NBA Finals contender. And they could be 2 wins away from reaching that final tier if they can hold off the Cavaliers here tonight. They lead 42-33 as Wilson pulls down yet another offensive rebound. He got fouled. Diabate will hit the bench, and Williams will take his spot on the inbound. He hits Wilson in the corner. Here is Wilson looking around. He will call for a cut for Williams. There goes Williams. He bubbles the ball, and he can't get the layup to drop. So back come the Cavaliers, trailing 42-33. Here is Merrill. Tough left-handed layup is no good. Great job by the Hornets to get a body on him and bother that shot. Here's Colin Sexton. He'll run the point guard position off a screen from Wilson. The Cavaliers send a guard to Wilson, so before the double team comes, there he goes! Jackson Wilson taking swift action. Mobley arrived, but he was about half a second too late, and Jackson Wilson with the punch to get up to 21 points here in the first half. 21 points, 11 rebounds, and an assist for Wilson. He's led the Hornets to a 44-33 advantage. The kick to Mobley. Wilson is right there on him. Merrill takes a 3 with confidence, but he misses. Rebound by Wilson up ahead to Knipple. Knipple to a cutting Wilson. Wilson with the floater. Yes! Jackson Wilson hitting drop steps, hitting floaters, hitting jump shots. He's red hot. He's still yet to miss from the floor. And we are playing on Hall of Fame for anybody who may be interested. Here is Garland. Garland guarded by LaMelo Ball. Off the screen. Garland driving on Ball. Gets by him for the layup. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. We're going at a great pace so far, leading 46-35. Wilson takes on Mobley this time. He spins, nothing's there, so we'll give it to Knipple. Knipple, back to Wilson. The Hornets work it around the world with Williams. Into Sexton. Wilson tried to get position on Mobley. He tried to throw it inside, but he got the steal. Now Merrill. Merrill guarded by Sexton. He posts up Mobley. He spins on LaMelo Ball. Wilson comes to help, and he bothers him just enough. Wilson with the rebound, up ahead to Sexton. Sexton loses the handle. Cavaliers come back the other way on a 5-on-4. Here is Garland in the corner, but he gives it up to Merrill. Hornets with a great job getting reset on defense and preventing easy buckets. Mobley gets blocked by Wilson. Back come the Hornets on the fast break. Wilson can't shake Mobley, so he'll give it the ball. The screen, the kick. Wilson from way downtown, but it's no good. Wilson's first miss of the night. After going 10 for his first 10, he's now 10 out of 11. And he also had 3 3-pointers, all coming in the first quarter. Here we are in the second. Wilson going strong, as are the Charlotte Hornets. Contested 3 by Mobley, no good. Rebound by Knipple, pushing the break. Here's Wilson to Sexton. Back to Wilson, his 3, no good. So back-to-back misses from Wilson as he tried to extend on a double-digit lead. Here are the Cavaliers with Garland. Garland crossing over, good screen by Mobley. Garland steps into a 3, no good. Wilson the rebound. He'll leave it for Knippel. The Hornets continuing to do a great job in forcing the Cavaliers into uncomfortable shots. Here's Wilson back to Knippel. Now Williams uses a screen. Wilson left alone for the mid-range, but he misses another jumper. So Wilson with 3 consecutive misses after going 10 for 10 to start the game. However, he continues to play great defense, as does the rest of his teammates. There's another miss by the Cavaliers. We got them bottled up right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's tough for them to find an opening, so Wilson's going to post up the guard. Double team comes. Wilson to the corner for Williams. Now Ball. He's got another 3. LaMelo Ball now has 4 triples here in game 2. The ball movement so crisp and so precise for the Charlotte Hornets, and that's why you cannot bring double teams on Wilson. Now, granted, the Cavaliers have gotten away with that more often than not here in this first half, but I got a feeling things are about to change as Evan Mobley gets the two-handed slam. Jackson Wilson went for the block, but he couldn't knock it loose. And now we call for time. 2 minutes to go here in the second. What a game for Jackson Wilson, starting 10 out of his first 10. He's missed 3 straight ever since, but he has contributed in other areas of the stat sheet. And that man sitting next to him, LaMelo Ball, is also a big reason why we've got this advantage. 49-37. The Hornets look to put a stranglehold on this Eastern Conference Final. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Ladder of Light Gaming. I'm your host, Axon Jackson Wilson, with the first of 2 streams here on Thanksgiving evening. Don't forget to check out Man of Medan, which is currently up and running here on Ladder of Light Gaming. Like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy yourselves. Jackson Wilson will take a breather. He's getting the Gatorade logo. And that'll take us to halftime. Another day, another great team effort for the Charlotte Hornets. They lead the Cleveland Cavaliers 58-45. This is the Eastern Conference Finals here on NBA 2K26 MyCareer. Starring Axon Jackson Wilson. We will be back following the halftime report. I don't know if you saw, but there's a motto on the Cavaliers court that says, "Let them know." Well, that's exactly what the Charlotte Hornets are doing to the Cleveland Cavaliers here in the first game and a half of the Eastern Conference Final. These 6 quarters have been phenomenal. Hopefully we can do it for 8 and head home with an opportunity to potentially sweep and clinch the Eastern Conference Championship in front of our hometown fans. Now, a lot still has to happen for that to come true. But with the pace we're going at right now, I think we definitely can make that happen. As you can see, we've been one of the best teams in the playoffs, but look over there. On the other side, there's been somebody even better. The Minnesota Timberwolves have been perfect. They've yet to lose a game. They're 9-0. They swept the Kings. They swept the defending champion Thunder, and they got off to a flying start, beating the Dallas Mavericks by double digits. There's a look at the numbers from the first half. Donovan Mitchell struggling to score. He's only got 5 points. He has dished out 9 assists, but he's going to have to heat up if the Cavaliers are going to come back and tie this series. Jackson Wilson so far is on pace to have a similar stat line from yesterday. He had a couple of turnovers, 3 to be exact in the first half. Also had 5 in game 1. But for the most part, the clean basketball continues. Everything else has looked solid. His field goal percentage has been high. He's been hitting some threes, playing some good defense. Hornets really couldn't have asked for anything more out of Wilson right now. And these teammates have also done a superior job in following his lead. And now the second half gets underway with the Charlotte Hornets with a 13-point lead and the basketball as Wilson pass fakes on Allen. He gives it back to LaMelo Ball. This has been quite the dynamic duo in this series, Ball and Wilson, and it continues. Wilson to Ball, Ball to Wilson. It hasn't mattered. They've been cashing in all night. Wilson now 11 out of 14 from the field as Jared Allen hits a tough layup. Jackson Wilson able to stay on his feet. And that's really all you can ask for. Give the opponent credit. Wilson will run the point guard again. He'll run a floppy for LaMelo Ball. Let's switch it up a little bit. Ball taking a screen. Here he comes. And now Wilson will isolate him on the point guard position. There's a steal by Mobley. As Ball tried to go back to Wilson, Mobley converts the layup. Back to an 11-point advantage. The Hornets looking to push again. Here comes Wilson. Wilson posting up on Allen. Wilson, drop steps, layup, rejected by Allen. Back come the Cavaliers. Wilson motions to the offense, telling everybody where to go. And now Hunter gives it to Garland. Outside Mitchell. Mitchell, who only had 5 points in the first half, looking to put the team on his back and get the Cavaliers back in the game. That's not going to help. Good defense by Wilson as he gets the steal. Wilson beating Allen to the punch, but pump fakes. Now Miller. Off-ball screen from Wilson. And now we're going to call for a cut for Miller. Go. That frees up Bridges in the corner. Bridges to a cutting Wilson. Wilson all alone. He kisses the glass for the layup. Crisp ball movement continues for the Charlotte Hornets. Jackson Wilson shooting 75%, 12 out of 16 from the field here tonight. Jared Allen with another nice cut. And now Ball brings it up for the Hornets, who lead by 11. Here's Wilson to a cutting Ball. Ball with the slam. Wilson with his second dime. The Hornets wasting no time in getting those 2 points right back. It seems that every time the Cavaliers scored, the Hornets have had an answer. They lead 64-51. I've been saying if this team can score to go along with this defense, it's going to be a problem, and we have a chance to beat anybody on any given day. And it's showing here in the playoffs for the Hornets. LaMelo Ball as Wilson comes with the screen and hits him with a beauty. Wilson wide open, but the ball threw it right to Jared Allen, and that's going to result in 2 points. But the Cavaliers have been getting some steals, but it hasn't been enough. The Charlotte Hornets leading 64-53. They just continue to attack this Cavaliers team. Ball with the three. No good. Offensive board by Wilson. Pump fakes and gives it to Connaughton. They reset. Another steal by Jared Allen. Allen getting in the passing lane. Here's Hunter. Hunter gets to work on Wilson and swings it to Allen. The kick out to Mobley off the double team. Mobley can't get the three. Wilson with the rebound. Up ahead, Ball. Ball outside for Wilson. He pass fakes. Allen, hand down, man down. Another three by Wilson. Wilson out 4 out of 6 from there. You want to play the passing lane? You want to play the paint? Okay. We'll hit from there. Like I said, we've had a counterattack almost every time here tonight. Blocked! Mobley gets swatted again by Wilson. That's now 2 blocks here tonight. Wilson gets Ball set up in the right corner. Everybody clears out. Ball gives it to Connaughton. Now Wilson. He's going to look for Connaughton this time. Connaughton takes a screen. The pass. The drive. Into Wilson, but another steal by Allen. Wow, it seems like every time my teammates try to throw the ball, it's a turnover. But they've countered great defense with better defense. They got a 67-53 lead. Charlotte Hornets have got their work cut out for them, but they're playing like a bunch of road warriors here tonight. Wilson with the rebound is 19th. Here's LaMelo Ball. Hand down, man down for Allen. You bet! Jackson Wilson, red hot. 10 points here in the third quarter. He's now got 5 triples here tonight to go along with 6 that he put on the board in game number 1. Donovan Mitchell not happy. He can't get anything started right now. Evan Mobley's putting together a strong performance, but it has been a better team effort by the Charlotte Hornets. This Cavaliers team and fan base is shocked, but they are not the first to experience that. You could also say that about the Pacers. You could say that about the Bucks. You could really say that about everybody and every team this year. The Charlotte Hornets, the story of this year's NBA. In the Eastern Conference Finals, at the end of a season, which they were expected to be enjoying the off-season at this time, it was a rebuild according to many. But now the Hornets could be 2 wins away from the NBA Finals, and that is just so hard to believe. But that's why we play the games, y'all. And I will remind you, we are on Hall of Fame. The hardest difficulty in the game, no super team, no problem. We're trying to do something special for an organization that has suffered for so long. Their fans have patiently waited, and now the moment might just be here. Well, no matter what happens the rest of the way, this team and the fans have so much to be proud of. As Jackson Wilson pulls down his 20th board, and he'll get into the post. The double teams come, so Wilson will fire out to Sexton, but he throws a turnover. That's Wilson's 4th of the game. 15 turnovers tonight for the Charlotte Hornets, but it hasn't impacted them. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll cut. Gets back into the post, spinning, and he beats the double team. Wilson with the layup. He's now got 35 points on 79% shooting. I will say we do have to limit the turnovers going forward, but thankfully we haven't needed clean basketball, the cleanest basketball here tonight. We are winning 72-56, but that is because of our defense. Holding the Cavaliers to 56, almost being in the fourth quarter, is tremendous. Here's a screen by Wilson. Ball puts up a three, no good. Wilson again out-muscling Jared Allen. Jackson Wilson shaving that afro off of Jared Allen's head because he is a blur. He's cutting like a knife through that paint. And it's 74-56. Wilson might drive Allen so crazy, he either plucks out his entire afro, if not, shave it. Sorry, Allen, nothing against you, but you know, being in this position, sometimes you got to have a little fun, you know. 74-58 Hornets, controlling the flow of this game. And here is Wilson working with Brandon Miller on a pick and fade. Outside it goes. Miller fires, and he's got it. Brandon Miller gives Wilson his 3rd assist, and the lead continues to grow for the Charlotte Hornets at 76-58. Max Strus into the corner for Hunter. Hunter to Mobley. Mobley gives it back to Strus. Off-ball screen for Garland. Garland for three. He's got it. A rare three-pointer for the Cleveland Cavaliers as the pass goes up ahead to Wilson. Wilson swings it out to Connaughton. Wilson screens for Connaughton. Connaughton takes a three. No good. Another offensive rebound by Wilson. He'll back it up and try to reset, but Jared Allen's going to reach in and commit the foul. 76-61, Charlotte Hornets over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just imagine if we were having our best game in terms of turnovers. Man, if it wasn't for Cleveland forcing 16 Charlotte miscues, who knows what the score of this game would be. Here's Knipple to Wilson. The free throw line shot is no good. A rare miss by Wilson. That's just his 5th of the night. And back come the Cavaliers with Porter Jr. A steal. Colin Sexton jumps the lane. Ball's on the fast break for the dunk. LaMelo Ball now with 16 points to go along with 7 assists. This game is far from over, but the Charlotte Hornets are all over the Cavaliers, 78-61, and they can sense a 2-0 series lead here in the Eastern Conference Finals. Donovan Mitchell for three. No good! Wilson the rebound. Up ahead in the corner. Here's Ball. He fakes. And now Knipple as the Hornets post up Wilson. Double team doesn't come, so Wilson will take care of the rest. He'll go right at Nance. Unfortunately, he misses. But again, we've been very efficient tonight. Nothing to sneeze at. Here is Mitchell. The lob to Mitchell. But here comes LaMelo Ball with the slam or the swat. And now Williams off a Wilson assist. No good. Wilson offensive rebound. He'll reset to Knipple. 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Wilson cutting inside, but it gets deflected by Nance. You know, the Cavaliers may be getting deflections and getting steals, but the thing about the Hornets, they don't stop moving. They keep cutting. They keep passing. Especially with the lead, you got to keep your foot on the throat. And right now, that's what they're doing. How about this, ladies and gentlemen? 80-61. And let's get ready for the fourth quarter, shall we? We're out to protect a 16-point lead over the Cleveland Cavaliers. 10 minutes remaining. There's a look at the numbers for Wilson. 37 points, 25 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, but 2 blocks. Wilson has done it all on both ends of the floor. He's going to get this play set up for Knipple. Here we go. Hornets are not going to be in any rush. They're just looking for some clean basketball down the stretch. Wilson will give it to Knippel, and now he'll get into the post. Play a little old school. Wilson getting in position, and he gets another dunk. No drop step needed that time. Back come the Cavaliers. Mitchell driving, lost the handle. Green picks up and gets the steal for the Hornets. Man outside for Wilson. The Hornets again taking it easy, leading 86-68. The clock is all on their side. Here's Wilson. And Green with the double screen. Wilson with the drive, good pass, and one! Jackson Wilson finishing. He gets the hoop and the horn. The foul goes against Larry Nance, and Wilson will go back to the charity stripe. He's been there once already. He missed the free throw. He's trying to get some redemption, even though it's not necessarily an emergency, with the Hornets leading 88-68. What a shocker here in Cleveland. Jackson Wilson is 3 games after injuring his ankle, and the only game that the Charlotte Hornets lost all postseason long. He looks better than ever. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, on the other hand, they look defeated. They are out of sync, and they need to get something switched up and get that fire rekindled fast, or else this conference final could be over sooner than many people thought. Knippel for 3. No good. Rebound by the Cavaliers. Up ahead they go with 8.5 minutes left. Here is Mitchell. Mitchell inside for Nance. Great defense by Wilson, forcing Nance to kick it back out. The Hornets continuing to play airtight defense on Donovan Mitchell. They have just suffocated this Cavaliers superstar. In the corner, it's Strus. Strus with nowhere to go, and he misses the shot. Rebounded by Wilson and the Hornets. Here's Knippel to Wilson in the post. Wilson against Nance. Wilson got it! The drop step and the finish, plus the foul from Larry Nance. Game 1, the Hornets had to battle tooth and nail. Game 2, all the momentum is in their favor. They once again came out strong. They scored the first 9 points of this game, and they never looked back. And that man, Jackson Wilson, with yet another efficient performance, just another one of many that he has put forth throughout this incredible season. 92-68 on Hall of Fame. The Charlotte Hornets with the lead over the Cavaliers here in Cleveland. Wilson erases that layup by Larry Nance. He's now got 3 steals. Wilson fades. No good. Rebound by the Cavaliers. Here is Strus. Strus outside for Mitchell. Now Merrill. Merrill with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Merrill swings it to Nance. Now Mitchell. 5 seconds to shoot. Mitchell as Wilson comes to help. Mitchell shoots and finally gets it to go. Donovan Mitchell has been in a major slump, and this Charlotte Hornets defense is to be commended for it. Knippel as Wilson sets an off-ball screen for Colin Sexton. He gets him free for the 3. Sexton, no good, too strong. Rebound by Nance. Up ahead to Mitchell. Mitchell again. He's got it. Donovan Mitchell trying to heat back up, but it might be a little too late. 92-72 to score as Jackson Wilson leaves it for Green this time. Wilson with another screen. Pops out. He'll take his time. Now Colin Sexton cutting to the other corner. Wilson gives it to Green, and now here is Sexton. Sexton got to put up something. He missed, but Jackson Wilson, he's been there all night to clean up the mess. He's tired, he's fatigued, but he's still getting good position. He's now got 28 rebounds here tonight against the Cavaliers. Strus out to Nance. Wilson plays about halfway as Nance throws it out to Merrill. Here's a cut by Nance. Wilson is right there. 5 seconds for the Cavaliers to shoot. Nance for 3, no good. Rebound by Colin Sexton. Up ahead to Wilson. Wilson's got a mismatch. No chance for the double team to come, but Wilson can't get the layup to drop. Back come the Hornets. Merrill. Wilson playing great defense as he cuts off the drive. Now they switch the matchup. Nance getting into the post. Wilson with the block, but a foul is called. Guys, I heard nothing but ball there. I know that we're winning 94-72, but come on. That was a perfect switch. Oh, man, that's crazy. But the scoreboard, that's most important. 94-72. Hornets over the Cavaliers in Cleveland. 5:21 to go here in game number 2. Guys, we can just coast our way to a 2-0 series lead. The Hornets are about to be 10-1 this postseason. You would have told me this would be the case when the season started. Like everybody in the social media and all the naysayers outside of Charlotte, I would have laughed at you. This has been one of the greatest stories in NBA history. Jackson Wilson as a rookie, who nobody knew about in high school. Didn't even go until the second round. Becomes one of the top prospects. Wins a European basketball championship. Leads the Charlotte Hornets to the playoffs. Wins Rookie of the Year, wins the MVP award, and gets recognized as a defensive player. And now he has the Hornets potentially 2 wins away from the NBA Finals, all in one season. Jackson Wilson picked up his dribble on the drive to the cup, so he'll screen for Green. Green leaves it for Wilson, who gives it the ball. Ball pump fakes on the 3. Ball out to Green. Green fires. No good. Another offensive rebound by Wilson. Diabate for 3. No. Rebound by the Cavaliers. Wilson now with 29 boards. Mobley wide open for 3. Can't get it to fall. Wilson with rebound number 30. And now Ball. That's 2 games in a row with Wilson grabbing 30 boards. Now the double team comes again, and there's a jump ball. And the double teams have been rather cheesy. You get a look at that vicious block that was called a foul against Wilson. Look, that is all ball, ladies and gentlemen. But it is what it is. We got the lead, 97-74. I'm not complaining. Wilson wins the tip, and the Hornets will slow it down. Here comes a floppy for Brandon Miller. Let's see if we can time this perfectly. Miller comes around the screen, takes the 3. No good. Put back by Diabate. Everybody getting some action here tonight for the Charlotte Hornets. Diabate beating 2 starters to the bucket right there. That's proof in the pudding that the Cavaliers have thrown the towel in here tonight. They just want to get this game over with. Donovan Mitchell spinning, driving. Wilson denies him, so he kicks it out to Garland on the arc. Here is Nance coming with the screen. The drive by Garland. Wilson again with the block on defense. Up ahead go the Hornets. Wilson gives it to Green. Wilson's got a mismatch, so he will set it up. Gets into the post. Double team comes. Green to Ball. Now Wilson with the mismatch. The layup is no good, however. Rebound by the Cavaliers. 3:26 remaining in the game. Here is Hunter. Garland off a screen. Garland can't hit the 3. Another rebound by Wilson. He's now got 31 on the night. Green on the break. Green, as Wilson gets out of his way, pops out behind the arc. Good ball movement by the Hornets. Everybody getting a touch. It's Brandon Miller using a screen by Wilson. Here is Miller. Miller trying to hit Wilson, but Nance gets the steal. Here's Garland. Garland steps back and gives it to Mobley in the post. Wilson with the double team. Nance for 3. Nope. Wilson the rebound. Now Wilson gets to work again on Nance. He's been able to do whatever he wants against him, and there's another slam dunk. 49 points, 32 rebounds, and a 70 field goal percentage. 4 blocks and 3 assists to round out the stat line for Wilson. He's done a little of everything. Mobley is a fifth victim of Wilson on the defensive side. Wilson has blocked 5 different players tonight for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell finally hits a 3. It's a little too late for Evil Goat mode. 98-77. And again, I re-emphasize, the most impressive stat about tonight is actually something that's never considered to be an impressive stat. And that's a handful of turnovers for us. Look how many turnovers we have as a team. We have 16. The Cavaliers only have 7. This is probably the most turnovers we've had as a team the entire postseason. But look at our defense. Holding the Cavaliers to 21% from the 3. And yes, we are on Hall of Fame for anybody who needs clarification. While we don't have as many steals as they do, we still have 7. And we have absolutely owned them on the glass. 46 rebounds to 22. We have more assists. We've matched them in bench points. Bench, outstanding job. We beat them in the paint. Time of possession. We've led the whole game, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go up 2-0 on the road for the second time this postseason. That is just absolutely incredible. I've said this earlier, but I'll say it again. It's time to stop doubting this team. If you make it this far, you're a certified contender, and the Hornets are certainly playing like it now. We are 2 wins away from the NBA Finals here on Ladder of Light Gaming. Thanks to everybody once again for their support. This is Axon Jackson Wilson with gratitude. I'm excited for what's coming up. But we got to turn the page and make our home fans happy as we look to keep our foot on the gas pedal. Trey Mann for 3, it's no good. Rebound by the Cavaliers. Back they come with Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell with the lob to Mobley. It's a 19-point game, and now Jackson Wilson will slow it down. The numbers don't lie. 49 points, 32 rebounds, 3 assists and 5 blocks for Wilson as the Hornets patiently await their Game 2 victory. Out to Knipple. He takes the 3. It's no good. The Cavaliers have actually been playing some great defense on that floppy. But that hasn't been enough. The Hornets are finding other ways to score. 1:15 to go here in the game. As Allen doesn't want the 3, so he'll hand it off to Mitchell. Mitchell isolating. Mitchell shoots. Mitchell misses. Rebound by Knipple. Here comes Wilson to a cutting man. Mann's got the flush. Wilson picks up his 4th assist. And that's now 100 points on the board for the Hornets. They lead by 21. As Mobley gets set up in the right corner, gives it to Hunter. Hunter converts the layup. Ladies and gentlemen, the community of Charlotte is ecstatic and celebrating as we speak. The Hornets are coming home with a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's do one last pick and fade with Con Knipple. Here he goes. Wilson hits him. And now Green. He puts up a 3, no good. Rebound by the Cavaliers. It's Allen. And now Garland will dribble out the last of the clock. Garland crossing over, trying to get by Mann. And he will just let the clock die. The Charlotte Road Warriors improved to 10-1 in the postseason. And they now have 5 victories, both home and on the road. Charlotte, here we come. 2 wins away from the NBA Finals. 100-81. That's a winner.
Thanks, guys. You sometimes hear a player refuse to lose, but tonight you really did, MP. You were all over the glass, crossing the 20-rebound threshold in a dominating performance. Walk us through it.
Yep, he hit it right on the head there. We were able to get them out of what they like to run. We've been doing that to every team we've played this postseason. We got the Pacers out of their rhythm. We got the game plan for Giannis, forcing him to take threes, and he was absolutely atrocious. He became extremely vulnerable. And now we're making this Cavaliers team look weak. And look, even though I led us in stats, it's a team effort. Like I said, one person alone can't play defense. We've got one of the best defenses in the league. You could say the same about the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are currently leading the Western Conference Finals. If it ends up being us in Minnesota, it's going to be the two best defensive teams. Who says defense no longer wins championships? Because it does.
Yeah, we were able to get them out of their comfort zone tonight, make them take a bunch of shots they weren't happy with. I was able to get a body underneath and get us going the other way up the floor. It was a good win for us all in all. They couldn't deal with our physicality, and I was a big part of that. I know they're not looking forward to playing us again.
Well, you earned that win, MP. Well done.
Thank you.
Kevin, back to you.
Now, I still think it was a heat of the moment thing when I said this on my Out of Bounds channel. But my player may have been serious when he said he was guaranteeing a sweep. Now, we've got a long way to go. We still got to win 2 more. It's not going to be easy. I don't care if we're going home. We were just fortunate to catch the Cavaliers on an off night, because this definitely was an off night for Cleveland. I'm not going to hold that back. But a big reason why it was an off night was because of how we started the game and how we controlled the flow on both sides of the ball. But Coach is going to have to do some explaining to me if we end up sweeping this series. Well, maybe not have some explaining to me. I understand why he did what he did. You know, you can't be saying that kind of stuff. I mean, because it's only going to motivate the other team. But right now, Wilson's been a man of his word. He guaranteed a sweep in this Eastern Conference Final. And we're halfway to one, ladies and gentlemen. We've already done that this postseason. We swept the Pacers in round 1. Needed an extra game to knock off the Bucks. We still dominated that. We brought that home in 5 games. And now we're 2-0 over the Cavaliers. We're 10-1 to open this postseason. This has been just incredible. And look, here's your proof of Hall of Fame. 10-minute quarters. Thanks to everybody once again for tuning in. This is Jackson Wilson with Ladder of Light Gaming. Just a reminder for everybody that may be tuning in live. We've got Man of Medan coming up here in the next couple of minutes here on this live stream doubleheader on Thanksgiving evening. And I encourage you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. If you miss a live stream, don't worry. Everything is saved. Everything is raw, unedited from me, so you can experience the full journey. And don't forget to check out more content from my partner, Jacob Vintage Baits. He's got more of that coming out in the future. We've also got content posted from the past, including As Dusk Falls, Life is Strange, and many others. So, if you want entertainment, you're in the right place. Ladder of Light Gaming, we got a lot of videos up, and hopefully you'll like at least one of them. You'll find something to your liking. So, let's head on home to Charlotte, shall we? All right, here's our updated playoff ladder. Check that out. It's been completely unfair right now for anybody playing the Charlotte Hornets. You know, I can't believe I'm saying that about us right now. We're 10-1 in the playoffs. That is unbelievable. But look at this. The Minnesota Timberwolves, 10-0. Not one loss. They're trying to sweep the entire West playoffs en route to the NBA title. Goodness gracious, 117-89. Well, if these first 2 games are any indication, there's no doubt to what this year's NBA Finals is going to be. Once again, I cannot believe we're one of those 2 teams that I'm actually referencing in that regard. It's not over yet, guys. We still got to win 2 more. And this Cavaliers team is not one to be taken for granted. They got a lot of firepower. But again, when you play solid defense, you've got a chance to knock off anybody. And right now, we're definitely knocking some foes off. We're trying to knock everybody off the Eastern Conference ledger and secure that crown and earn a chance to compete for this franchise's first ever NBA title. This is Axon Jackson Wilson with another successful episode of NBA 2K26. Win or lose, God gets the glory. But hey, winning is fun, guys. Let's do more of it. That would be sweet. May the peace that passes beyond understanding and the unconditional love that only Jesus Christ can provide be yours today. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for everybody's support, and I encourage everybody else to put at the top of your priority list of thankfulness what Jesus Christ did for you on the cross, because it's because of that and his resurrection from the grave that you could have eternal life and salvation. However, if you don't accept him, you're already condemned. So again, I don't want any of that for you guys. This Thanksgiving and holiday season, remember the true reason for it all. The reason for the season is Jesus Christ. Wrap your arms around your family, spread that truth to them, tell them you love them, and stay tuned to Ladder of Light Gaming. Spread the word about us as well. Got plenty more room on board. This is Axon Jackson Wilson. Again, if you're tuning in live, stay tuned for Madden Meeting. That's coming up next. But if you're here late, no worries. It'll be posted. Check it out. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, sorry. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Take care.